Yo. Welcome back to another episode of the 8 Morning 92 podcast where we always keep it 100. You heard none of them sound effects, did you?
Nah. Hey. Told y'all niggas I was gonna keep it street.
Oh, then how you coming, Glock?
Pause.
Okay.
It's the 8 Morning 92 podcast. You know how we do. We always keep it 100.
Yeah.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 8 Morning 92 podcast where we always keep it 100. We're your hosts, Harrison.
Thanks.
Back again like we never left.
Bang.
Big stage, 50,000 fans screaming in a rave. Bodyguards and what, Banks?
Oh man,
Limousines.
Yeah.
You just singing it, but this is a podcast where your ass needs to be. Paparazzi flash with your pictures, all of you hanging on our bedroom wall. We some kids again. We feel like 13. Welcome to the 8 More Than 92 podcast today.
Oh, I thought you would have said team. Come on, man. Okay.
Shut up. No, you messed it up. That's all y'all get today. Welcome back to another episode of the 8 More Than 92 podcast. Banks, how you living? What? How you living? What? How you living? Niggas is parking.
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing good. I've been doing better, actually. I think I have a sinus infection, so I'm trying to look alive and sound alive for the people, for the listeners out there, for the people who are watching. Hopefully my eyes don't get too low, but I'm gonna make it.
My man chinking out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want to use slurs on the show.
My fault. Whoops. Oh shit. Whoop. Other than that, I done already said it. Oh. But I'm gonna tell you what ain't looking alive. That fight between let's go ahead and transition to the topic. I'm gonna tell you what ain't looking alive. That fight between Tank and Jake Paul, since we just already fucked up that opening transition. Yeah. So we're gonna go right into it. Yeah. So we had the Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis fight abruptly get canceled due to some more allegations of Little Tyson getting to a domestic dispute with, I guess it was his girlfriend. I don't know if they still together now, but Gervonta Davis was arrested on domestic charges stemming from. Go ahead, Banks.
Yeah, so some serious allegations against Davis, including battery, kidnapping, and emotional distress, was what was reported.
Emotional distress is just AKA bitch on tie. Which was the fight was this upcoming week, which led to Jake Paul pulling the fight. I don't know how I felt about the fight anyway, so I'm kind of glad that Tank came in and tanked the fight. No pun intended. But with all this going down, this is his fifth domestic incident. So how do you feel that this will hold against Tank's professional career, and how do you feel with this canceling the fight? Like, were you looking forward to it at all?
So I guess a question that I have, and maybe we could try to look at it, but the other domestic disputes, were they in the season that a fight was supposed to happen? Like, was a fight canceled due to?
I think it was after fights. I think they were after the fights.
So
I think he'd be focused when it's time to fight, and then after the fight, he go have a different kind of fight.
Okay, I got you. But this time, he just couldn't handle it anymore.
Well, I guess this one he didn't look at as a real fight, so he wanted to go
fight. Okay.
Which
I think
he was already fighting out of one weight class, so he wanted to go fight into another weight class, which is the women's division, which is what he usually do. He fight the niggas, and he go fight the women. Yeah, but what you about to say, Banks?
No, I was gonna say, like you, I didn't have any interest in this fight. I probably would have possibly went over somebody's house and like bootlegged it from them. But these exhibition fights are just not in my wheelhouse of things that I care about coming out of, because it was Netflix, right? Yeah, it was Netflix, because I remember seeing the promo for it on Netflix, actually, kind of leading up to the fight, like the other one that we watched. But I feel like a cancel fight more than just messes up, obviously, the supposed like hype. It also messes up, everything else for everybody else that works behind the scenes, the sponsors, the promoters, and even for some of the fans, like I said, who wanted to see it. Like now, obviously, they don't get to see Tank, or they don't get to see or Paul, I should say. I'm sorry. And I guess one of the questions that I have is, I'm trying to figure out, is it just because of, and these are allegations, is it just because, or is it just a sign that the business can't take these type of risk anymore? And that's kind of where my mind is leaning, like is Netflix trying to, say that they trying to present themselves as something else? Because I mean, we all, like you outlined, Tank has had 4 or 5 other physical instances or altercations with women. So this is not a new, what I'm saying, new individual we dealing with. We dealing with somebody who has a pattern. So
Habitual feminine ass whooper. That's what you
yeah,
are.
so I guess I'm trying to figure out what made these allegations, or like what, I don't know. I guess they, again, we're trying to get to the bag, and then the inevitable happened, and he allegedly put his hands on someone that he shouldn't have, and then now here we are. But I mean, as far as going forward, like you outlined, if he's doing all this stuff after the fights, then I mean, in any other case, I guess this wouldn't matter. But as this was an exhibition, like you said, he probably didn't care about leading up to the fight. Maybe wasn't treating it like a real fight. But so I guess for the people that were really looking forward to this and had bought tickets and, were getting kind of things ready to go, flying out to the venue and setting up, fights and things like that, or fight nights, I should say. I'm pretty sure they're disappointed. But for me, keeping it a buck, I never cared about this fight from the moment that it was announced. I just don't care for any exhibition fight at all.
I really didn't care about it for the simple fact that like Jake Paul is like my height, Tower and Davis. It's gonna go one or two ways. I mean, the weight class was gonna show itself, or the fact that Tank Davis was a professional fighter and he was gonna beat the fuck out of Jake Paul, which everybody at this point wants to see. But I just didn't. It just didn't match up well. Like I think I saw a video of Dana White saying to Logan Paul that they needed to fight people in their own weight classes or people comparable to their sizes. So
Pause.
so catch myself on that one. So
Pause.
double back. So I had to, but to watch that, I mean, Tank is about the same height as you. 145, 150 pounds. Jake Paul's like 210.
Dang.
Yeah. You said what?
He weighed less than I do.
But I'm saying like he's the same height as you,
Yeah.
like weighs less than you, and then you got Jake Paul, which is like 220 pounds. Like what I box, so I know that like there is differences between speed and everything, but that's for somebody at this point. Jake Paul knows how to box, so I mean, even if Tank is Tank, Jake still has enough experience to where he knows the basics of it. So I mean, it was just gonna look like one or two ways. But I mean, even with the Mike Tyson bout, you aren't fighting Mike Tyson, you fighting Michael Tyson at that point, old ass Michael. So it's like we want to see you fight people that can knock your ass out, like to make you really go the whole bout. And I don't see somebody that was barely at your waist during y'all promo shoots and y'all face ups that was really going to do anything. And then on top of that, if you lose, we expected a Tank lose. It's kind of like, oh, okay, like it was a lose-lose. It was a money grab. So I wasn't really too pressed about it. So hopefully this gets Jake Paul out of the amateur exhibitions, and like I just don't get why he just doesn't try to put his head in the ring and go professional at this point. So I mean, we're both in agreement. I'm not really on the whole train about you with the domestic violence. I really just think that was an easy scapegoat for them to get out of a fight that probably, in my opinion, I don't think the fight was garnishing as much attention as people were thinking. If you see how much hype the Mike Tyson one was getting, I really just think that this was just an easy ploy. I don't think Jake Paul is like the women championer. Like I don't think he's the advocate that he says he is. I just think that once they found the opening to get the hell out of it, they use that opening to get the hell out of it. So he just happened to assist them in the easiest way possible to get out of a fight that probably wasn't selling or producing any at any rate that they anticipated it for. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think we both would agree that Netflix can just show real fights at this point. Like everybody
Which they have.
loves. You know what I'm saying? The last fight with
Canelo and
Canelo and Bud.
but yeah. What
Everybody
was his name?
loved that fight. They
Crawford.
love, yeah, Crawford. Terrence Crawford. Everybody loved that. They even there was like 2 undercard fights that were great. In that entire match or whatever, and then you get to the main event, and it is great. Obviously, it was still fairly fairly obviously one sided, but everybody was really in love with how that whole thing went down. Just show real fights, Netflix. That's my keeping it 100. Show real fights. I don't want
I
to see
mean,
I don't
yeah.
want to see nobody old fight nobody young. I don't want to see nobody mismatched in weight classes. I don't want to see celebrity. I don't want to see none of that. I would rather, since we all paying probably $25-$30 anyway for Netflix, I would rather see real people that are fighting. And then I'm more invested in the lead up, that thing Showtime used to do when they would, I think they did it for.
Inside the boxing or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
I love watching that type of stuff. But if it's for like some foolery, tank, I don't care about that, man. I don't. Yeah.
Oh,
So
nickel.
just keep it real boxing. Netflix, if you're going to dip your feet in or get everything, I almost screwed up. I almost said get it wet, but I guess that ain't pause, is it?
Pause.
Nah, brother. We don't know what
That's
you
some
getting wet.
propane.
Could be butts. Did you see that Slink? Did you see that Slink Johnson video? It was like somebody's
Did I
like,
send it to
lock
you?
this nigga back up in it. I mean, he had so many, but this one was like, someone was like, it was a video. What was he doing? Where it was like, if you
See everything.
farted or something
Yeah, I
like
sent
that.
it.
Okay, yeah, okay. It was you farted in jail. That let the niggas know that. Oh, Tootie, who he said, man, I farted one time and blamed it on my roommate, my bunkmate. They said, who that toot that booty up right there? They he's like, I pointed at him. Him right there, boss. They beat him up and bent him over and started fucking the shit. Like, God damn.
I'm like, at this point,
Why are you
please.
still out?
I
I just
feel
want to
that. Yeah,
I
why
want
are
to
you
know what
still
you've
out?
done.
But
Exactly.
also, I'm like, were you just in a gay? You know, what I'm saying?
You was a Gale.
You
Gay
know what I'm saying?
jail.
Where were
This
you?
freaky ass homo prison that you was in. Niggas out there just buff, either with their shirts tied, cause ain't this much fucking going on. Ain't nobody, you the super head of gay niggas in jail coming through. Niggas have walked around with peanut butter and jelly for booty. Niggas have walked around Boosie told one story, okay? Other than that, you got all these. Now it's a Putin story. I ain't even heard this one. If you poot, they give you the boot. No, nigga, I pooted it, and the way you was making it seem like you wanted booty. I'm surprised you didn't just poop for fun. So I don't know how he's stayed out this much because he seemed like they did some shit to you. I want to say you fought the good fight, Mr. Booty warrior, but the way you out here looking cuckoo for cocoa, your eyes bugged out your head, your lips ain't
Right.
real. I need some booty. So nigga said I tooted and I blamed it on Perry, and they beat Perry's ass, and then they took Perry butt.
Look, there is not even a way to segue into nothing else after this.
What you mean, man? What you mean? Anyways, like I said, I mean, speaking of long years
Okay.
incarcerated, okay. Big Sean and Janae Aiko have called it quits after 10 long years of being together. That's how you do it, bro. You gotta be a master at this shit. Okay. Speaking of that, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of incarceration, you know
What
how
the
you look at it.
children say? The children say, clock it.
Clock it. But nah, so we had this report of Janae Aiko and Big Sean splitting after 10 years. A lot of people would run speculations of another relationship with Big Sean, but he's debunked that. They had a kid together. At this point, you know, when they've been together that long, seeing how long it took for them to confirm the relationship, some of it seemed like it was really confirmed with the kids. They probably have a high possibility of getting back together. So, you know, I kind of stay out of people's business. I really don't care. But Janae Aiko has been married, and she has also dated a nigga for 10 years. I wanted to ask you, when you're dating somebody for that long, what is a goal at that point? Is marriage a goal? Like, what is, what? Because she's been both. So, like in your mind, what are you doing when you're together with somebody? Are you just a partnership or what?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think as the person that's married on the I was about to say the panel, but
Show
on
your
this
range, show your range.
episode,
Take him through there. Take him through there.
um, I, I think so. With you saying, or with Janaea having already been married and now obviously divorced and with somebody else in another long. Well, actually, I don't even know how long that last one was, but being with somebody else in a really serious relationship where she's committed and obviously they've had a child. Um, I can understand to a degree like why she would be depending on how that marriage went and that even in that relationship, I can understand why she would kind of be a little skittish and let's just do the because she also strikes me as like a flower girl, you know what I mean? Like
One of
uh
them hippies.
yeah, really like hippie like I go with the flow. I don't really do labels or titles. Like that's the title, you know what I mean? And Sean, well let me before I can jump to Sean. So her, yeah, I can understand kind of being a little skittish, leaving a situation and then coming into this one. And just wanted to protect stuff too, because I mean you are a successful artist with um a decent enough catalog, and your own money and your own, collaborations and things that you're doing. We're gonna be respectful on this show.
Said decent. He said basic.
What'd you say?
I said basic. First and foremost, have I want to say this before I go. When I've been hitting these buttons, have they been playing
I haven't heard. I mean, I've outside of.
whoop de
Have you
doo
been
and all
hitting
that?
them when I was talking?
So I just want to make sure. So again, go ahead.
So with that, Janae has her own background and things that she has in motion on her own. So I can understand wanting to protect that. On the other side,
She never said eat the booty like groceries. How big do you think her career would have been?
if she never said that, I really don't know if it changed the trajectory of her career. I just think it made her hot for her.
I really didn't pay attention. She was on Drake's song from Time.
I definitely remember her name.
Exactly. She never said eat the booty like groceries. How big do you think she would have been? It would have just been Big Sean's girlfriend. Do you think so?
Probably. Well, I mean,
Question
no,
for the
because I feel like people in the industry talk about her in a favorable way. From
people
what
talk
I
about Bryson Tiller, but look how big Bryson Tiller career is.
is, well now, if he hadn't took a high, and I don't know if Janae makes enough music. If we want to be, and again, so let me a disclaimer: I'm not a big Janae fan, or I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not a. I don't follow Janae. That doesn't mean I'm not a fan of hers, but I don't follow her close enough. Like I don't know what type of catalog she got. Like I don't know how often she's producing music. For me, it doesn't seem like she's producing any. So I don't.
They
I
had
think
that
that's
one
hurting her,
album
just like it was
together.
hurting Bryson. But luckily, Bryson came back and
I mean Eric
had
Bellinger.
collaboration with Chris Brown and whatnot, and kept
Yeah.
his name kind of out there. So I feel like that helped Bryson.
Yeah.
But
Or I meant Eric Bellinger.
oh,
Like I
okay,
can't remember. I think it was like Who Booty Is It? Was that his song? Something like that?
maybe
Something like that. But I know, but he went the writing route, but I
yeah,
think he put out that one album most recently did really well. But I
right.
mean,
And I think you got to think with those type of people, with her included. Like I don't know what else she. That's why I kind of was hitting. Like I don't know what else she does as far like does she write? Does she only want to do that? Like does she? Like they do so many things, and to consider because they're not visual anymore. Some sort of fail or lag or something. I don't know if that's completely accurate or fair. So I don't know. Maybe she wanted to just focus on being a mom. I don't know,
like
but
Cassie.
right. But on the Sean side, Sean seems to come from a pretty typical nuclear family. So his situation seems a little more odd to me. I mean, obviously with him being a guy and typically the trope is that men, kind of want to run around a little bit and we never want to commit to anything. But just from following Sean since finally famous, the mixtape, uh, I mean, yeah, he's been sort of like a playboy for a really long time, but he also kind of strikes me as somebody who values a genuine connection. And obviously, he was going through the mental health piece in his career and his life. Really close with his mother, I think, and grandmother. So I mean, he has a lot of maternal figures in his life that I'm sure, and with black women, that I'm sure were more than likely pushing him to a place of monogamy, or at least in this way where we talk about being married and settling down. So I don't know. Again, we're talking about another star who has a great catalog. I could say that with um without a doubt. I'd probably give him maybe one classic album. Um,
Which one?
and which one? It is the one
My
with
Dark Twisted Paradise
yes. Hold
or Dark
on.
Paradise, something like that.
Let's see. Let's look at my boy discography real quick in real time. So yes, Dark Sky Paradise for me is the classic album, 2 times platinum. Oh, Finally Famous was platinum, then Hall of Fame was gold, and then Dark Sky Paradise 2 times platinum. I Decided was platinum. Detroit 2 was gold, and then after that, I think after that, Better Me Than You, he was competing with Kendrick and that sort of way. So that definitely what the Kendrick and Drake beef, and every time he released a single to kind of get off topic real quick, it just coincided with something happening. And I
Mhm.
just don't think people gave him a lot of, listen. But to bring this back and close into um, what's the goal? I think it's whatever you decide to set as a couple. And if they were okay with this long term, commitment, and if I'm assuming if they were monogamous throughout, because you could be committed and be having, stuff going on the side. But if they were both committed to this and were fine with where their assets were and like protecting certain things about themselves and even each other as entities and business brands, I don't see an issue with it. It's only an issue, and I think you would agree, is if it's one sided. So if Janae wanted to be, serious and settle down and have a ring and a marriage and all of that stuff, and he was kind of, he was quote unquote stringing her along, then then it's a problem. Or if the way was flipped and Sean wanted to be, serious about it, and she was kind of hemming and hawing, then there would be an issue. But if they both feel like it's working for them, and like you said, I think you made a better point of like the fact that they have a child now, and they've been together so long. Do they even know what to do with somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they even want to be with other people, or is this just a break from each other to kind of eventually come back and find each other? So I mean, again, we don't know. They so private. I'm surprised we even figured this out. What do you think?
I wonder if like people who live by like all these philosophies that have to do with like nature, spirits, or hippies, or people that believe in I think I said energy already. If that's just a way for you to just run from your fucking responsibilities or like what comes with life, I think it's just like with the same with a job. If you have a job, realistically, you want to climb in order to succeed. You're going to have to eventually promote. Um, you can't just stay the same and want more money, or you want the titles and everything like that. You're going to have to adjust. So you can't come into a job the same as you started, maybe wearing coming in late, wearing your clothes in kind of way, not fitting the program, and expect to be the face of the company. We'll get back to that about Ja and everything later. But I feel like a lot of people try to do this way about like with the sages or the energies or like going with the flow and living this ideology that just it doesn't foster. It's almost like you're running from responsibilities that just comes with life. And I feel like they exhibit or an example of people like that who like, okay, we're going to do this for a couple years, we're going to do this, but what was a goal? Like, you had a family, you had this. And I get it. Like I said, marriage doesn't mean the same as it did back then, so I can understand that's maybe not the ultimate goal. But when you are in a relationship like that, you can always give yourself an out. But like I said, now you have this kid involved, so it's like, well, we have a family dynamic, if anything. And I wonder if people like that can always attach themselves to excuses of why like something happens in their life and put it like, ooh, Neptune was off radius with Jupiter, so that's why I I'm in retrograde, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like our relationship isn't this because we bring different type of entities in there. And I feel like they are people like that to where like maybe life can 10 years in, you got to shit or get off the pot. And we've lived this lifestyle of like even their music when they was doing that like old like 70s vibe or whatever it was when they was in that group. Like
Mhm.
it's 2020, it's 2015 at this point. Like get with the times. Like we ain't in that wave no more. And I feel like y'all may be doing the same thing with this shit. You kind of get what I'm saying? And in
Yeah.
a relationship, you have to adapt with the time. You must grow in order to make it to the next step. And so I just wonder if that mindset is so outdated or if people don't realize trying to live that has an expiration date, or if you do decide to live it, are you truly happy? And that's just kind of like what I live. You know what? Like, it sounds cool to sit there and be like, I want to be free. I want to smoke weed. I want to do that. But are you cool or content with not going anywhere? Like I see Wiz Khalifa smoke all the time. Now he genuinely seems happy, but I just don't get it. Does that make sense to you? To
Mhm.
live that lifestyle. But I also feel like because that's his business and because it worked for him, that's why he's able to continue to smoke at the rate that he does. But if he was not making anything off of that and money, I think he would have stopped. Does that make sense? What I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I
Stopped
feel
or
like
then stopped or turned into currency.
correct. And like as we said about, we could tie it back because we're all talking about music. Certain people, like remember I said she wouldn't be nothing without the booty in the grocery line. Look at Cassie. Like, it's stagnant too. Like you get no further living in these type of ideologies. Well, at that point, maybe 10 years was the limit. Maybe it was time for us to take serious. And I say, in order to bring it back to, halt to the end, where we're at, so we won't go no further. I think that people with those ideologies need to really ask themselves, can you see yourself forever with this person? But if you can, how do you see yourself with them? And realistically, do you see yourself changing as life goes on to better yourself with that person? Or is this person somebody that you see that you will want to change for? And I think that marriage doesn't have to ultimately be the end all be all of change. I think that because you can answer this, you can attest to this, Banks. The marriage is just like the draft. It's
That's
a
the
great
beginning.
accomplishment in your life, but it's just the beginning. And so if you think that marriage is marriage is only the end in a TV show. It's just the beginning and everything else. So if you think that getting married will change shit, I can definitely attest to you. It's probably when the problems may worsen. So I think that, like I said, with a job, I think you have to ask yourself if you really want to further yourself, are you willing to look at yourself now and look at yourself to 10 years from now and say, I want to change. I'm willing to change myself to get to that goal. And if not, then that's probably not the path you need to take. And that goes for relationships as well.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So, and speaking of that, I feel like when you say that, you know, you should think that way. If this is not the path you want to take, maybe you shouldn't do things to be the face of the league or the face of a team, or say you want to be a leader, i.e., Ja Morant.
Right.
So we got our latest person back on the stage, Mr. Ja Tavius. However the fuck you said his name.
Oh, I thought it
Morantanis.
was just Ja.
No, that's not his name. Hey Siri, what's Ja Morant's full name?
Demetrius Jamel Ja Morant is an
Jay
American
Morant
professional
was born
basketball player for the
Demetrius
Memphis
Jamel
Grizzlies of the
Morant.
National Basketball Association. That was from Wikipedia. Should I keep going?
Dang, that's crazy that your Siri know what a real nigga sound like.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, that's fine, Siri. That's okay. Hey Siri, where them hoes at?
Hmm.
Oh, you turned it off,
No,
huh?
I didn't. I
Hey
didn't do
Siri,
anything.
where them hoes at?
I don't have an answer for that.
But anyways, yeah, Ja Morant's back in the headlines again for basically getting suspended for the team last week for conduct detrimental for the team. He got into it with his coach, can't pronounce his name, for having a locker room dispute. where he basically was challenged by the coach for the coach wanted him to be more of a vocal leader, and that they had some words back and forth, and that caused Ja Morant to get a 1-game suspension. In the post-game interview after his game back, I want to say this was after a loss against the Phoenix Suns. I don't know which one it was. They asked Ja some questions. Let me see if I can find it. Go ahead.
Were you and the coaching staff able to talk about what happened Friday and move on?
Y'all asked that question to them, huh?
What about for you?
Y'all asked that question, so y'all know the answer to that.
Do you feel like everything's been resolved?
Yeah. They told y'all that, right?
Well, yeah, but
There
we
you
didn't
go.
hear it from you.
Obviously, they can't go and tell y'all something I ain't say.
You feel like you get the same joy right now that we used to see?
No.
Why not?
What can be done to get it back?
We'll see.
Do you think you have a good relationship with the franchise
Yeah.
in general?
They told y'all that, right?
I didn't say anything about that.
If I had a good relationship, I wouldn't talk to him at all. So, and we had our combos over these.
Do you have any regrets about the way you played on Friday night in the second half?
You said what?
Do you have any regrets about the way you played in the game? I'm not talking about the
That's your home run question? Sound like a bait question.
So that was following the suspension after he came back. Has said he doesn't have any joy for the team. And a lot of discourse has just been between is Ja's time in Memphis done. Ja has been electrifying, but Ja has had a bunch of instances in the last couple of years that has taken Ja off the court, especially in the prime of his the height of his career so far. He's one of the most popular athletes in basketball. He's electrifying when he gets on the court. He's a high flyer, but not only the injuries have kept him off. The personal issues, misconduct. He had an incident where he took a gun and he was at a strip club in Utah, took a gun to the strip club. He also had an incident where he had one of his homeboys had a gun after the Indiana Pacers game with a beam pointed at somebody. He got to fighting with a kid at his house, which he had to go to court for, which gun got pulled out on. He pulled a gun out on a Foot Locker employee over something the Foot Locker employee said to his mom. He got in trouble last year about making gun gestures during a game. All in all, it's tumultuous and tumultuous history for misconduct with Ja, which has made his time go downhill from a standpoint of being off the court. He had to do suspension that hurt his time for the gun incident. And that's when he flashed a gun on IG Live. That really took him out of the spotlight for being the face of the league because he was right there. That was before Anthony Edwards took over. And now he's having the incident now with his head coach, which is basically making it seem like his time in Memphis is done. I feel bad because we don't get a lot of players like Ja in Tennessee. We don't get franchise players, revolutionary players, iconic trajectory level players like Ja. Every now, you remember Zion was the number one player, but Ja was the one who won Rookie of the Year. Ja was the one who won Most Improved Player. Ja was the one who take Memphis to the playoffs, had them looking like the number one seed, or could have been battling for a championship. And then to be derailed by your own selfish reasons at time. I want to say selfish because you're in your own way. A lot of people always want to stick up for Ja and sit there and say, man, they need to do this. It's not illegal to have a gun. It's not illegal to do this. A lot of things where I feel like hurt Ja is just a lot of nigga shit, point blank period. I feel that what hurts Ja is the fact that we feel like we always got to tell a nigga what's up. It's all cool and dandy if we run in the league for ourselves. If we running the NBA, the niggas National Basketball League, then it's cool. We can do whatever fuck we want to. But Ja plays for somebody who owns a team. Same way LeBron and everybody can't do what we want. Same way when Kyrie was getting in trouble and we couldn't do nothing because Kyrie was owned by, I want to say, Mark Cuban at the time. I don't know if this is before or after he sold the team. And I feel that was detrimental. It's the same thing I say about Angel Reese in the WNBA. White people are paying for the product. Now, Nike's not going to drop Ja because of how popular his shoe is, but that doesn't mean the other endorsements and everything won't pick him up because they are who runs and pays for everything about what's going on. You see, Anthony Edwards has slowed down some of his hype because of his off the court issues with women. But even then, it's hard to put either one of these men as a face of their team because, or the face of the league because of how they carrying themselves. Like LaMelo Ball is the same way. Every time you put LaMelo in front of a camera, he can't stop cussing. He got to say something, nigga this, nigga that, bullshit, what's up, twin? LaMelo Ball grew up in Chino Hills. So it don't really make sense why he out there cosplaying a trap nigga every chance you see him. You just because you got all these tattoos, we all saw you on the Ball in the Family. So I just feel, I feel like T Morant should have stepped in a long time ago, but I feel like T Morant saying anything when you going to Halloween is your son and you sitting up there high stepping with Usher and you trying to fight Shannon Sharp. I feel like you too lost in the world. I feel like you too lost in the celebrity and you're not gonna say nothing to your son because your son is your bestie. He gonna ice both of y'all like Gretzky, So I feel it's very unfortunate to lose somebody of Ja's capability, but I also feel like with them gutting the team out, them trading Bane, them losing Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson is the most unnoticeable 20 and 10 nigga that you'll see. And on top of that, you got to take into account Ja is always hurt if he's not suspended. So just to add to this, and you're not getting along with the coach, and Memphis isn't good right now, it's I don't know if that part is just disheartening or the fact that people don't want to deal with Ja if he gets traded. To have that much talent and be told that you're being a headache, that means they're going to try to blackball you. And then to have all this talent and to be sidelined because of your personal issues or your personal attitude or the fact that you brought yourself here because you wanted to be NBA young Ja is something that everybody, it's like Travis Hunter. Everybody told this nigga not to play both sides. Now this nigga hurt. Ja, everybody kept telling you to calm down with this guns. We know it's not illegal. We know this. It doesn't fucking matter if they already watching you, nigga. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who could do this. You remember the little boy from Atlanta? He was letting that motherfucker go at all 10 people on the bench. He emptied the whole clip after he shot his 3. But you are the nigga that got in trouble for 4 different gun incidents. Strip club, IG Live, on a nigga playing pickup basketball. What was the 4th one? At the mall. Nigga, you can't go nowhere without the chopper. So yes, your gun threats mean a lot different than the light-skinned frail boy out there playing Call of Duty. So I just feel like, not enough people are saying what needs to be said. And now you're talking about you lost the joy. I can see that, but also feel like there needs to be some reflection and where you see that you got yourself here and just it's so quick to fall, but it's harder. It's so quick to fall, but it's very hard to climb your way back up. And I hope that you are not one of these younger kids who have no perseverance, but I hope you have the drive, just like you put in the work to get to the NBA. I hope you put in the work to know there's going to be a long road to redo the work that it took. I hope you have the drive to redo what it takes to rebuild your name up. So
I enjoyed that ISO on you because I know I couldn't speak to this in the same way that you could, but and I feel like you bodied it. So again, round of applause. But so from transitioning from one NBA player to another, so the transition from one NBA player to another whose personal and public life have kind of been intertwined here recently. And I really like Murray. I loved him, especially early Murray in San Antonio. And then when he went to play with Trey in Atlanta, I really thought that was going to be a great duo, but for whatever reason, they just didn't work anymore. So, but we're here to talk about the messiness and not what we should be talking about, which is they play. So yeah, Dejounte Murray and his baby mama,
His ex-wife
apparently,
or whatever they are.
yeah. So some of the short of it is Murray publicly aired out his baby mama Jania Meshell, I think is how you say her name, for breaking promises, quote unquote, going out to the club and doing other things after she said she wouldn't. And of course, she fired back, in typical fashion on the internet, accusing him of being a hypocrite and just emotionally neglecting her. And so, real quick, we have a timeline of those events starting from the first quote unquote infraction of her being out at the club. And then we'll have some back and forth between both of them on social media. I just feel like, Dejounte, you've had such a great, upstart to everything. You did a great pivot episode where, you talked about how locked in you are and basically how you're not like, every other person. But then, then we run into this. Which kind of falls in line with, kind of like you said, the black folk just doing black folk stuff, and it's hurting the brand. Dejounte is what I really am trying to say.
Niggas gon' nigga.
Yeah, I just am not a fan of that. All right, but anyway, so here is the clip of her doing, I guess, quote unquote, breaking the rules out at the club.
This was her when she said she was going to Houston for a business trip. That business was shaking her ass. Okay? As you can see, she's throwing that little motherfucker. Okay. She said, "Yeah, baby, I'm going to Houston for a business trip," which led to Dejounte Murray writing his big ass book on IG. And we'll read it for y'all people. It says, the fact that you went from
you about to read the whole thing?
Hell no. The fact that she went from y'all changed to having a great life to boom, she's mad, she's outside. Y'all wouldn't be mad if you're living a life and got a family with a person that you've been asking for years to be real and what they say they want, and the family, they say they want a family and not be in the clubs and no more, and that's old. So let's see. Then they say they're going to Houston to work and see family, but end up lying to me and avoiding me while in the club unannounced. Y'all fans are sick. So to give y'all the gist of what Dejounte is talking about, basically, he met Janae. Is that her name? Yeah, Jania Meshell, and she basically said that she don't want to be a freak no more. She don't want to be a freak no more. No. So. And he said she wanted a family, she wanted to settle down, she wanted to have her ass up in the house, and that's exactly what Dejounte Murray did. So when he brought her up in the house, she said that wasn't for her. He did exactly what you want. He got her family, he had her ass up in the house, and she said the streets was calling, and that's what y'all saw, her ass in the streets. And so once he put that lengthy paragraph and made it to IG, basically saying that he was just hurting and that the fact that I did exactly what you asked for and you basically sat there and make it seem like you were shackled and basically lied to me and went back out to the streets because you felt that you were missing out. That's what that long ass paragraph summed it up for. Here's her response to that. This is post all of this shit.
I thought I was missing something, and then I realized, girl, you're not missing nothing. Like, you're like, so when this narrative came, oh, she just wants to be outside. I'm like, whoa, like, no, that's not me anymore. Now, granted, I did go out and have the time of my life. I had a ball, but that was for my friend. That was my friend's party. Do y'all blame me? You know, I just love supporting people.
You know that part in the Rick James episode of Chappelle Show where he like, come on now, what type of man is me to sit there and why would I go to somebody's house and put my feet all up in their couch? Yeah, I put my feet in their couch.
Right.
But other than that, y'all not gonna see me out like that no more unless y'all trying to pay me. But if you're not, y'all not about to see me in these clubs. Catch me at brunch or something. Throughout it all, like, I just feel at peace when I'm making my own money, I'm making my own moves, I have my own stuff going on, you know, and I feel like that's something that I need to work on. When I get in a relationship, I cannot just drop everything. I need to go do what I do for the day, you do what you do, and then we come together and we say, how was your day, whatever. What I must say, now I know what I need, what I want to put up with and what I don't want to put up with. And I have to be with someone that understands this is what I want to do. Either you like it or you don't. If you don't like it, okay, let me know that in the beginning so I can go ahead and go about my business. But I don't feel like I'll ever put myself in a position where I'm completely 110% depending on someone ever again. That's just not happening. With Casey, it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. It's always been that way. He texts, hey, I want Casey. Okay, bet. When you gonna get him? He lets me know. Casey goes. Easy breezy. So easy. It's no problem. I'm the type of mother, I just like to have my child with a suitcase full of clothes just so I know that he has what he needs. But whenever he goes, his dad gets some stuff and he enjoys being over there. He has a ball. Don't post when y'all going through it. Because one thing people don't forget is what you said. Now, if you want to go back to your man, now everybody looking at, or your girl, now everybody looking at y'all crazy because you didn't put all these people in y'all business. The best thing to do is keep everything in-house, especially if you have a family, especially if you're trying to build for marriage and everything after that. It's okay. People have problems, but social media isn't the right place to spill all the business to, especially if you know that you're trying to hurt someone else's character.
All right, Banks. So I gave you a little detail on it. You know what I'm saying? What's your take on basically trying to say these hoes?
Yeah, I mean, well, I want to talk about her ending comment, which I feel like is probably my whole perspective, which is keep all this stuff off of the internet. Like, right, she might have, somebody obviously recorded her and posted her doing that, but it's not like
She's on the internet. Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying, did she do that from her account?
I don't know. Somebody tagged her, but I just feel like she's on the.
You can't stop nobody from having their phone out and recording.
You can't stop nobody from having their phone out, yes. But as she say, stay off the internet. But you went to a motherfucking party with the name. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, something for you to tag. So I mean, as she's posting a video on the internet,
in
saying
response,
stay off the internet is yeah. So, but go ahead.
So I mean, yeah, there's definitely, but so I don't blame her for going somewhere and being who she is and all the things and doing whatever she was doing or however she has fun. It's really more of Murray, who I feel like, and I don't know, but I was really more so hoping for a conversation for him and her to have off the screen or off the internet. Hey, I didn't like that, or you doing too much, or whatever it is, and then we kind of keep it pushing. But you writing these long messages on the internet and stuff, and I just have never been that type of person to be on here doing all of that writing. I don't even write, long messages to my wife. We just need to hop on the phone. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and do all these long notebooks and pages of I felt this way, this why I did this, da, 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 da. No, I'm not doing that. And I'm definitely not responding, which was one of the columns was him responding to somebody. I'm like, these people don't, these people don't know y'all. So to be responding anyway, I don't understand his whole angle. This is, for me, it's more about him than anything she did, unless more comes up. But yeah, I mean, for me, she was out here living her life, and her name is her name, and somebody put it up on the internet, and then of course it went quote unquote viral for whatever reason. I just don't like the fact that he responded on the internet, honestly. So I mean, I guess is he wrong for trying to hold her accountable? No, but I guess I don't know what you consider trying to say these hoes, but I don't know. This and it just seemed like so little. Like, bruh, she was out dancing. Like, I feel like this could all be kind of, wrapped up really quickly and neatly, and we don't even have to care about these people, or not care about them anymore. But like, we don't have to give this much energy to them, bruh. Just stay off the internet.
Yeah, I like I said, to say these hoes, like I said, I just feel like, I don't even blame women at this point no more. I blame you niggas. I blame you stupid, dumb ass niggas. I blame you niggas who never really had ass before, had just got like your little tip wet by somebody for the first time. Somebody told you was cute because you had $100 in your bank account. Like, you niggas never really went through the grind. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you niggas never started as an ugly duckling and had to make your way up to the swan. You know what I mean? And I feel like you bitch ass niggas who don't seem to know. Like, I seen Paul Pierce say this the other day. Maybe it's a lot of truth to that. Go get you some out the mud women, realistic women with realistic standards. And not sitting up here talking about no goddamn $100,000 or six figures, 500, $200,000 minimum is somebody I'll talk to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go, y'all. I'm not even disappointed. You met her when she built like somebody off of My Hero Academia. She was doing lashes, she was doing party promotions. You hit up in the DMs and she was wearing Sheen products. And then you was surprised that she act like somebody off of Legally Blonde. I just don't get what you niggas expect. Like, I know y'all know what y'all mamas was like when y'all was around. I know what y'all aunties was like. I know y'all know what real women was like because y'all sit there and say y'all wouldn't have made it to the league without them. So I don't know why y'all keep getting around these dusty ass hoes and sitting up there saying like, I don't get why Shaniqua, I don't get why Stacey, I don't get why she doing it. One, y'all dating the same bitches. Two, y'all keep getting these hoes that look like people off the Sims. Four, because we skipping three. Y'all sit up there just thinking money. Use a lame ass nigga with money. You just got a lot of money to be lame as fuck. All right. And then three, like, it's nothing about you that makes you interesting. So other than the fact that we can go on this trip, but the trip is so cool because you can shut the fuck up during a trip and just pay for everything. So I feel like if you're not an interesting nigga, why should you expect an interesting bitch? Point blank, period. If you want the lifestyle that you want, you may have to sacrifice the looks, nigga. And realist, and also honestly, when they take off that shit and they start looking like them niggas who what old girl off of Jim V, Kate, or all them people that go through them traumatic ass accidents got to be wearing wigs and shit. That's just their nighttime fits. When they take off them 17 layers of makeup and they take off them wigs and all this other shit, and they just go to bed for the night. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't talking about the natural beauties. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about all these extra foundation and what's that little makeup place that they be going to, Sephora or whatever,
or Ulta.
yeah, all them Ultra Goku Ultra 5s and all that type shit. Like, they not even the people that you like. No shade to Ari, but I've seen Ari without makeup. I've seen half these motherfuckers without makeup. They don't even look the same, cheek fillers and all. So I mean, you get Cardi B. Cardi don't look the same without makeup. Cardi fine with makeup. Like, you attracted to the banner on the stadium. That's why you go to a football game. You feel what I'm saying? But when you go to the football game and notice your team didn't draft good, you're sitting there watching yourself get your ass whooped. And if you notice that you was going for the banner, you looked at the banner and noticed that them legends and them niggas ain't on the team no more. But what you currently got on the field is what's constructed by bad picks, dumb free agent signings, and a shitty coach. That's why you losing. And I said that to easily translate to why you niggas is not winning on what y'all picking, because y'all are not doing the scouting reports on there. Okay. Yes, you got somebody that's projected first round pick because they look aesthetically pleasing. They got a first round breast, a top 5 ass, and a green face. You know what I'm saying? But everything about them personality is some trash. Go get you a 5th rounder. Go get you somebody that is not going to jump off the page, but is going to put in the work. Somebody's going to sit there and listen to you. Somebody will wake up out their sleep and massage your back if something hurts. Somebody will go, and if you late on a bill, they'll pay it for you. Not you pay it for them. And then they still will look at you as a man to lead the family. Go be the nigga that you say your auntie and your mama was and your sister was. All them people that you said would grind and struggle. That's who y'all niggas need to look for in women. And you happen to notice that y'all mamas, y'all aunties, and y'all grandmas was ugly as hell. So obviously, go look for somebody in that range and just accept it. That the people that worked the hardest for y'all probably wasn't lookers. And if you notice the difference in the two, the more attractive you are, the less work you got to do. It's called pretty privilege, you stupid motherfuckers. But, you know, hey, thanks. We went two different ways with that one. So, you know, I feel like, for the Dejounte one, I feel like you should have stayed off. I feel like I kind of get what you said. You did exactly what you want. And I think when your relationship crumbled, you kind of erratically, act out. And that's kind of like what it seemed like it did for you. You just kind of spazzed out because you knew it was over. And I understand that, you probably try to have this conversation with her, but the internet is something like the only way you feel like you could have, but I'm pretty sure if you could, you would backtrack it and not do it again. But also at the same time, you got to take responsibility in yourself. You got to do more work and realize that you bought a fancy car. You can't take a fancy car to the ghetto or it will get stolen. So if something happened, you take a fancy car to the ghetto and some ghetto shit happen, you the only person to blame. You know what I'm saying? Or if you get a if you go get a used car thinking it's gonna run new, then that's your fault of your own. You gotta do your homework. You get what you purchase. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and have unrealistic expectations for people, no matter what they say, if their actions display something different. That's all I got.
I agree wholeheartedly, man.
He's just trying to cut the recording, y'all.
Because I'm dying.
What? Oh, you talking about your sinuses and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, look. Hey everybody, like I said, we tackle some stuff. You niggas are disappointing, per usual. I know y'all thought I was gonna side with these women. No, I can't sit there and blame them for running game on you dumbasses. But Banks, you got anything to say to the people before we
go? I just appreciate everybody tuning in every week to listen to how real we keep it in these streets. Our takes are authentic, and even if we rain, snow, or shine, or sickness,
off a prompter
in health, I'm not. We're gonna try to bring you our unbiased, real, authentic, 100% opinion about the things that are going on out here. So I appreciate everybody. Like, share, and subscribe.
And this has been another episode of the 8192 podcast where we always keep it 100. We gonna holler at y'all later.
Peace.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of the 8192 podcast where we always keep it 100. You heard none of them sound effects, did you?
Nah. Hey. Told y'all niggas I was gonna keep it street.
Oh, then how you coming, Glock?
Pause.
Okay.
It's the 8192 podcast. You know how we do. We always keep it 100.
Yeah.